All right, so I'm still saying fast. I'm gonna take Highway 6. Take Highway 6 to avoid that 12-minute slowdown. Take Highway 6. I think it may be faster. Alright, I'm gonna take Highway 6. What's going on, everyone? Morning. En route to work. It's a bleak, rainy morning here in H-Town, man. I can see that you guys like that video I did from Baytown to Houston. Appreciate all the views. Would be nice to have more likes on those videos though. I keep talking about it because I do want to see more likes on the videos. That way it helps with the video getting sent out or recommended. Recommended to other people by YouTube. So that's what I would like for you guys to smash that like button. Smash the like button. Help your boy out. Need the rain though, because it's been pretty dry out here. We've been facing a drought here in Houston for a while now. It's been, I want to say it's been maybe a month and a half, maybe 2 months that we haven't gotten any rain at all. But of course, people complain a lot about I complain about the heat because I cannot stand when it's hot. I can't deal with it. It drives me completely. It drives me insane when it's hot. But when weather like this, it don't bother me at all. It's kind of unfortunate for the folks who have to work outside because, of course, now you can't really do anything on a day like today. So, you just gotta be grateful for every moment, man, because that's just how life is. Don't take it for granted. I would like to know why you're driving 36 in a 45-mile zone. Anyway, hear a little bag ruffling around. I'm having breakfast, so yeah. I'm having a bun with a ginger beer. Well, I hope all y'all who went out and celebrated Halloween had a good time. I know there are people out there like myself who I don't celebrate Halloween because I understand, pardon me, I understand the meaning of it, what it's really about, so I stay away from that. And I'm not going to sit up here and tell you that you shouldn't, because I don't. Because we all have the right to practice, what we believe. But a lot of the things that we celebrate, if we really check the history of it, I think some of us may wind up changing our minds and stop teaching our kids about all this stuff too, because in reality it's not something that we should be getting involved in. So again, if you celebrate it, that's okay. If you just do it for fun, because a lot of us, we were told as kids that you dress up and you go out there and you trick or treat and all that kind of stuff, and it's just fun, because again, that's sometimes the words that we use for it is just it's fun, it's okay, it's not hurting anybody. But sometimes the innocent fun as kids turn to adults doing the same thing, and then when someone show you a different way, sometimes it can lead to you saying that you get mad at someone who's showing you that this is the true meaning of it. So there are a lot of holidays that people celebrate, but we don't really understand. I don't celebrate Easter either, because what I found out, another story I found out about it was that back in the days, what they used to do was paint the women in different colors, and they would basically send the women out to hide, like in a forest, in the village rather. And so as they send the women out to hide, the men would go hunting for them, and each time you find a woman, you are allowed to have whatever sexual desires that you got. with her. So, of course, you know, babies would come from these sexual encounters and all that kind of stuff. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that why do you color the eggs in different colors and go hide them and then tell your kids to go find them? You're having these egg hunts. And if you really think about it, what does a rabbit have to do with eggs? You know? But again, a lot of people just say, well, you know, it's just have the kids go out and have fun, and, you know, even the adults getting involved in the action. But, you know, that's really what the eggs, the different color eggs represent. You know, is that when they paint the women. And I mean, you don't have to take my word for it, but if you want, you can go ahead and, you know, research this stuff. And the word wasn't Easter to begin with, it was Ishtar. And the meaning of Ishtar is the goddess of sex and fertility, which points back to what I said earlier. They would paint the women in different colors and send them to go hide. The men would find them and have sex with them. So that's what we're doing. And again, that's not the reason why I don't do Easter, celebrate it, but it's just that it occurred to me as an adult that, you know, what does a rabbit have to do with eggs? Because when I was growing up, my brother that I follow, he used to raise rabbits. And I know a rabbit doesn't lay eggs. So that's a chicken's job. So when as I grow older and I see these things happening, it started to come together for me to say, well, this is what the meaning, you know, no, it doesn't make sense that these things are happening, that, you know, a rabbit has something to do with eggs. So it just didn't make sense to me. And then I just started kind of doing, you know, my research, trying to figure things out, trying to learn, you know, why is this, why is that? And then I said eventually, you know, I learned that that's really what all of that means. So like I said before, I've stayed clear of that kind of stuff. We talk about or favorite time of the year for a lot of people. It's Christmas. Again, do I celebrate? Do I celebrate the birth of Christ? Yes. Do we have a specific date on his birth? We do not. Then why do we take a day to celebrate his birthday? To say this was the day he was born. You know, when in truth and in fact, we have no biblical or any other kind of references that points to the specific day that Christ was born. And then on top of that, we're taught that, you know, you got this dude in a red suit climbing down your chimney in the middle of winter. Well, as far as I understand, that's also, fake. That doesn't happen. You don't have no dude sliding down a chimney when of course the fireplace is lit. So how does he fit down your chimney while your fireplace is going? So you think about just the small stuff. I mean, you don't have to get into the big part of it, if I may put it that way. But we as parents, I just look at it from that perspective, and I said that we as parents need to quit lying to our kids, because we know for a fact that what we're telling the kids is not true, but we lie to them anyway. And I just think that doesn't make any sense for us to be just telling our kids a bold-faced lie. We shouldn't be doing that, but we do it anyways. So anyways, not to put a damper on your spirit, but I just give you the reasons why I don't celebrate these holidays. Anyways, with that being said, hope y'all are safe out there. It's coming to the holiday time. People are traveling and doing a whole bunch of stuff. So, just be vigilant of your surrounding and, stay safe. All right. One love to everybody. Oof, excuse me. I don't know, for some reason, I don't know if this is something that anyone else is experiencing, but I've been getting these messages on my phone from numbers from California, Iowa, Idaho, talking about, growing Little Johnny. And I'm just kind of tickled by it because I'm like, man, listen, Little Johnny functions just fine. I don't need to do anything to Little Johnny, you know what I mean? Those of you who can read between the lines will know what I'm talking about. I know some guys out there are trying to, get Little Johnny to grow a little bit, but I have no issues with Little Johnny, man.
And welcome back to
Like it hadn't been raining as much over here as it was when I left the house. Well, just noticed today's the 1st of November. Well, so 30 and 31 is 61 days. So we're 61 days away from 2023. It's funny how I remember when at 1999, everybody was saying that, the rapture is gonna come, God's gonna come and judgment and all that kind of stuff. So many people got baptized and, all that good stuff. But then, here we are, 61 days from 23 years from that day, I got one of my nephews. I need to give him a call too. One of my nephews just turned 24 yesterday. Maybe he was born, 98? Wow, how time flies, man. Time really goes. But just imagine, all that stuff. Just you wake up one day, and I was having a conversation with a family member recently, and we were talking about how when we were in our late teens, early 20s, and someone says they're 40, and we're like, man, you're old. Here we are now in our 40s, and you look back and 20 years have just gone by just like that. 20 years just go by like it was just, it's a memory. Because when you talk about 40 years ago, that was only 1980. And of course you go back to 1980, and 40 years ago was 1940. And when you think about it, it's like, man, that was 1940, that's long ago. But no, it's crazy. 1940 was 40 years ago. Not 40, 80 years ago. 40. 1940 was 80 years ago. Can you just imagine that? Wow. Yeah, time waits for none of us, man. You get up one day, and even our kids, we look at them. You came home from the hospital, just a little baby crying in your arm. I know that child is slamming the room door, telling you to shut up. I tell you. That's why we gotta just, take life one day at a time. Take it easy and just not stress ourselves over everything. Because, you're here today. You wake up one day and you turn around and you're in your 60s. Some of us, we go to bed and we just never wake up. And when I look at what life used to be back then, even in the 90s, and look at what life is now, it's like you just marvel, because it's like the things these kids say and do nowadays, those of us who are born, like in the 70s and 80s, we never, man, listen, we dare not dream of saying the things, man, or behaving in that kind of manner, because we know somebody gonna put us in line. But we see how out of order, or we as parents are. Because before I even talk about the kids, how out of order we as parents are. And our kids they're no different. Because you bear in mind, man, our kids are a product of their environment. It's what we do and say around them. That's what they reflect back to us. And in truth and in matter is that we don't want our kids to deal with talk to us the way we talk to our parents. So, so often our kids give us a dose of our own medicine, and we don't like it at all. It shouldn't be that way, because, kids must learn to be respectful. As parents, we gotta learn to be respectful to each other too, because we're out here being disrespectful to each other, and then our kids do the same to us, because that's what they see. And then you turn around and go, well, I don't know where they got it from. Well, they got it from inside the house. I understand that they're, peer pressure and, influences and all that kind of stuff that's going on out there right now. But at the end of the day, it starts from in the home. It's what we are doing as parents. And then, of course, we know that there are a lot of single parent households, so it's like there is no balance. And sometimes kids behave in a certain manner because, they may grow up with both parents and then they get to, 10 or 11, and then suddenly it becomes a single parent household, and that, the kids can be a little, they develop anger issues or resentful behaviors and that kind of stuff toward, their parents and all that kind of stuff. And it's either toward the one who's still there or the one who left. Because I was watching a video last night, and this girl was talking about, she grew up in a 2-parent household, but then when she got to around 13 or 14, her father left. And it's like she don't fear her mom. It's like no matter what her mama says or do, she didn't fear her. So she did whatever she want when she want, despite of whatever her mama would say. But she's at the age now where she realized that it was just because, she missed her father, and, not only that, there was no longer that authority in the house, because she knew that the stuff that she did, say and do around her mom, that would never fly with her father. So that balance, like that scale, when we got weights on both sides and it's balanced, and then it just kind of tilts to one side. So it's like, all that stuff just, it goes away. And that's why I think too, like, we have to learn as parents, to be mindful of who we're getting involved with, who we're making babies with, because the truth of the matter is none of us really get into a relationship wanting to get out 6 months or a year or 2 years into the relationship or even marriage. That's not something that we plan to do, but at the end of the day, we have to learn to set our differences aside. And I think we have to learn that, even though we see life differently, we were brought up differently, it's still not good enough reason for us to just, walk away because of our feelings. Now, if there is, physical abuse, I get it, I understand that. But at the same time, if it's not physical or verbal, that kind of stuff, why do we allow the petty things, the small things, to break us apart? Because I think that, we have to learn to set the feelings aside. Think more logically more than emotionally. Alright guys, I'm gonna end the video here. Thanks for watching as always. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up, hit that notification bell, hit all, so at least when I upload you'll be able to see my latest video. Appreciate y'all, love y'all, peace out.